Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to review for PA2. Let us have the words to learn. Kindly repeat after me. Variable, monomial, coefficient, degree, algebraic expressions. Kindly repeat the 5 words. Very good. Monomial. What is monomial? Monomial is a polynomial with one term. It is either a number or a variable or the product of a number and one or more variables with whole number powers. It cannot contain any addition or subtraction signs. Supposing we have 3y to the ninth. Y is the variable, and a variable is any letter in the alphabet representing unknowns. 3 is the coefficient. Coefficient is the number beside the variable. And 9 is the degree of monomial. To get the degree of monomial, it is the sum of the indices or exponents of all its variables. Let's determine if the following is a monomial or not. 5. Is it a monomial or not? Correct, it is a monomial. How about negative 2x? Correct, it is monomial. How about negative a plus 6b? Correct, it is not monomial because of the presence of the plus sign. How about 4x y to the third set? Correct, it is a monomial. How about x to the seventh y over 3? Is it a monomial or not? Correct, it is a monomial. How about the last one, ab over c? Correct, it is not a monomial. Note that negative a plus 6b is not a monomial since addition sign is included, and that ab over c is not monomial since it can be written as ab raised to the negative 1, and c has a negative power. Now let us have a short quiz. Answer this one in 5 seconds. Let us read all together. Determine if the following is a monomial or not. 1/2 ab squared. Timer starts now. Time is up. What is your answer? That's right. The answer is, it is a monomial. Now let us have another one. Let us read all together the given. Determine if the following is a monomial or not. X to the third plus 2x minus 6. Another 5 seconds to answer this one. Timer starts now. Time is up. What is your answer? So let us have example number 1. Let us read together the problem. Taking pi is equal to 22 over 7, calculate the surface area and the volume of a sphere of radius 1.4 centimeters. Express your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So in here, we are going to use the formula for the surface area of sphere, which is equal to 4 pi r squared. And then the radius is equal to 1.4 centimeters, and pi is equal to 22 over 7. So substituting the values for your radius and pi, we are going to have 4 times 22 over 7 times 1.4 centimeters squared, and 1.4 squared is equal to 1.4 times 1.4. Multiplying 4 times 22 over 7 times 1.4 squared, it would be equal to 24.64. Since we are going to correct it to 2 decimal places, we shall have 24.64 square centimeters. Do note that if you are going to solve for the surface area, it is always expressed to the second power. Now let us have the volume of sphere. So using the formula 4 over 3 times pi r cubed, we are going to have 4 over 3 times 22 over 7 times 1.4 centimeters to the power of 3. And we all know that to the power of 3 is equal to 1.4 times 1.4 times 1.4, or multiplying 1.4 thrice itself. So if you are going to multiply 4 over 3 times 22 over 7 times 1.4 to the power of 3, it would be equal to 11.498. And since we are going to express it to 2 decimal places, we will be having the volume of the said sphere, which is equal to 11.50 square, or cubic centimeters, I should say. So the volume of the sphere is equal to 11.50 cubic centimeters. Adding and subtracting monomials. To add or subtract two or more monomials, they have to be similar. Two monomials are similar when they have the same variables with the same indices. Supposing we have 1.5a squared b to the third c to the fourth, and negative 2a squared b to the third c to the fourth. So in here, they have the same a to the second, or a squared, then b to the third, then the same c to the fourth. So we can conclude that they have similar variables and indices. So they are like terms or similar terms. Other examples for similar terms or like terms. We have 34a squared b and 6a squared b. Then we have negative 2xy to the ninth set and 67xy to the ninth set. And we have 3mn and 1/2 mn. Remember, to add two or more monomials, we need to add the coefficients and keep the variables. So supposing we have 34a squared b plus 6a squared b. In here, we are going to add 34 plus 6 and keep the variables a squared b. So what is 34 plus 6? Correct. It would be equal to 40. So the answer would be equal to 40a squared b. How about negative 2xy to the ninth set plus 67xy to the ninth set? Are they like terms? Yes. So we are going to add negative 2 plus 67, then keep the variables. So what is negative 2 plus 67? Correct. It would be equal to positive 65. So the answer is 65xy to the ninth set. Now let us have to subtract. So to subtract two or more monomials, we need to subtract the coefficients and keep the variables. So supposing we have 34a squared b minus 6a squared b. In here, we are going to subtract 34 minus 6 and keep the variables. So what is 34 minus 6? Correct. It would be equal to 28. So the answer is 28a squared b. Now let us have the last one. Negative 2xy to the ninth set minus 67xy to the ninth set. In here, we are going to subtract negative 2 minus 67 and keep the variables. What is negative 2 minus 67? Correct. It would be equal to negative 69. And our answer would be negative 69 xy to the ninth set. First, let us have multiplying monomials. In Chapter 1, you've learned about the laws of indices. These laws are prerequisite to continue further about multiplying sets of monomials. These are the prerequisite knowledge. So a to the m times a to the n is equal to a to the m plus n. This is the product law. And if we have a times the quantity b plus c is equal to ab plus bc, which is the distributive property. And we have negative times negative, which is equal to positive, positive times positive, which is equal to positive, negative times positive, or positive times negative is equal to negative. These are the rules of multiplying integers. So take note that when multiplying monomial by another monomial, first multiply the coefficients and then add the powers of the same variables. Now let us have some examples for this one. Supposing we need to multiply 4 times 3c. In here, we are going to multiply 4 times 3, then keep the variable c. So we have 12c, since 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Now let us have 2a times negative 5b. In here, we are going to multiply 2 times negative 5 and then a times b. 2 times negative 5 is equal to what? Correct. It is equal to negative 10. So therefore, the answer is negative 10ab. Now let us have another one. So supposing we have negative 5x squared y times negative 3xy to the second. So in here, we are going to multiply negative 5 times negative 3 times x squared times x times y to the second. Negative 15 times negative 3 is equal to positive 15. Then we are going to add the exponents. So we have x raised to 2 plus 1 times y raised to 1 plus 2. So simplifying further, we get 15 x to the third, y to the third. Now let us have another one. So 2 times 9x squared, y set to the third, times negative x to the fifth, y set to the second. In here, we are going to have 2 times 9 times negative 1. So remember that any variable without coefficient, it means it is equal to 1. So we have negative x, so we have negative 1 times x squared times x to the fifth times y times set to the third times set to the second. Multiplying further, we get negative 18 times x raised to 2 plus 5 times y raised to 1 plus 1 times set raised to 3 plus 2. Simplifying further, we get negative 18 x to the seventh, y to the second, set to the fifth. Now let us go to dividing monomials. To divide monomial by a monomial, first divide the coefficients and then subtract the powers of the same variables. So these are the prerequisite knowledge that we need to know. A to the m divided by a to the n is equal to 8 raised to m minus n. This is the quotient law. And we have the rules for dividing integers. So remember that negative divided by negative is equal to positive. Positive divided by positive is equal to positive. Negative divided by positive is equal to negative. Positive divided by negative is equal to negative. Now let us have an example. So 25x to the fourth divided by 5. In here, let us divide the coefficients. So 25 divided by 5, which is equal to 5. Then x to the fourth. So the final answer would be 5x to the fourth. Now let us have another one. So negative 8y to the fifth divided by 2y to the third. So in here we have 8y to the fifth over 2y to the third. So sometimes we need to rewrite it. Now let us have 8 divided by 2. Then y raised to 5 minus 3. So 8 divided by 2 is equal to what? Correct. It is equal to 4. So we have 4y to the third. Now let us have another one. So negative 49 a to the 7th b to the 5th divided by negative 7 ab to the second power. So in here, we are going to rewrite it like this. So sometimes rewriting in this form would be easier. So negative 49 divided by negative 7, a to raised to 7 minus 1, b raised to 5 minus 1. Simplifying further, we get 7a to the 6th, b to the second. Since negative 49 divided by negative 7 is positive 7. So before we end up the discussion today, let us have a short quiz. Add the following: negative 2xy set plus 17xy set is equal to what? So I will give you 5 seconds to answer this one. Timer starts now. Time is up. What is your answer? That's right. The answer is positive 15xyz. Now, let us have a short quiz. So find the product of 2a to the third plus 8a times negative a. I will give you 5 seconds to answer this one. Timer starts now. Time is up. That's right. The answer is negative 2a to the fourth minus 8a squared. That's it for now. Thank you for watching and good luck in your PA2. Bye.